Okay. Okay. See, I'm getting an echo now. All right, let's try it this way. See if this is working. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If not, okay, Joanne, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Now you hear me. Okay, well, thank goodness. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm still playing with this. There we go. Still playing with this and I'm not super good at it yet. I had to move my computer to the other side so that you could hopefully hear me. And hopefully you can. So, anyways, hi, everybody. Welcome to my Friday night stamp and sip. This is, thanks, Debbie. This is Michelle Solis. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up, and I am in Seekonk, Massachusetts. So, still trying to get this set up correct here so that we can live stream. Hi, Lorraine. Thank you for joining. But as I said, it's only the second time I've used it, so I'm still trying to get this set up correct in my office here so that everyone can hear, because I think last week it was a little tough to hear me. But anyway, so tonight I'm going to be making this, oh, hang on. There we go. Tonight I'm going to be making this Slimline easel card. So when you take it out of the envelope, it's going to look like this. And when you open it, it flips up, flips up this way. And then it will hook in like that. So it will stand up for you and make a nice display. So these are 8.5 inches wide. So you just use a regular 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. What we're going to cut is 8.5 by 7 for this card. This one I created with that Oh Holy Night paper. And then I used a sentiment from the Christmas Classics set that I have. So that was this one. Okay, so let's put that aside and let's start cutting some paper. So tonight I am going to be using just a plain white cardstock. And as I said, you're going to use a piece that's 8.5 by 11. We're going to cut this to 7. So I'm going to extend my arm on my trimmer and measure this at 7 inches. Okay. And then while I have this in the trimmer on the 7-inch side, I'm going to score this at 3.5, which is half of 7. So 3.5. And then at 5.25. So we're going to move it up to 5.25. Okay, and that's all the scoring we need to do for that. Now we just want to burnish our fold. So you're going to have the fold at the halfway mark here. And then you're going to have a fold at half of that. Okay, and that is basically going to be the mechanism for your card. Now you just need a front piece. So your piece for the front is going to be 3.5 by 8.5. And you can use the piece that you've got left over here. You're going to measure that at 3.5. here. Okay, so that is going to be the front piece of your card base. That's going to glue on here to create your front piece. Okay, so that's the piece that we're going to decorate first. Tonight I wanted to decorate that with this new paper that I got. And I thought, well, I don't know how I'm going to do it because this paper that I got is 6 by 6. So I'll tell you what I came up with. I don't know, it could be a better way to do this, but this is what I came up with so far in a pinch. So first of all, let me tell you about this paper. This is the Meandering Meadow paper that's coming out on November 7th. It's going to be an online exclusive November 7th. It is just super, super pretty. Look at these beautiful landscapes. So each one is a landscape here, different scenes, and it is just a bunch of meandering meadows. Really pretty with the trees. It's going to be beautiful for spring. This is the daisies. This is the piece that I'm going to be using tonight. So pretty. I love this one. This is probably like Lupin or something. That's what that reminds me of. Just super pretty. Oh, some more daisies. I could have used this one too. Okay, and then on the other side, you're going to get some nice neutral colors that coordinate with all of those, or would make a nice card background all by itself. I love this one. Oh, this one's, look at that. You get 2. And I love this one. Isn't that a beautiful sky? Look at how pretty. Oh, look at that one. Here, I thought they were all plain. There's a couple of florals on the back. Okay, so this is the piece that we're using tonight. I did cut a mat for this in crushed curry, and this mat is 8 3/8 by 3 3/8. That's going to fit on the card front. And then what I did so that I could spread out my paper, I cut this into, it's 6 inches wide. I cut that into 6 1-inch pieces. So these are 1 inch by 3 1/4, so that they would fit on my mat. So what I'm going to do tonight is kind of start in the middle. I'm going to make myself a little tick mark in the middle here. So this was 8 1/2. No, it wasn't 8 1/2. It was 8 3/8. Is that what I said? 8 3/8. Okay, so 4. So this is the middle right here. Okay, 4 and how many 16ths? 3 16ths? Something like that. Okay. All right, so I'm going to position these 2 middle pieces on either side of that little tick mark that I just made, because we know that that's the middle, or something that resembles the middle. Okay, so we want to get this one on this side, leaving a little bit of a border at the top and a little bit of a border at the bottom. And then this one on the other side of that little tick mark. Trying to line this up evenly at the top and the bottom. Okay, there we go. And then this next one, I'm going to try and do just a tiny bit farther away. I want to leave a little bit more of a space in between. So I'm going to put it right on this line. And I will do the same with the other side. So this is where your grid paper can come in handy. if you're trying to line things up evenly on either side. So I went to this line here, so I'll go to the same line on the other side. If I stopped moving, it would be better. Okay, and then this last one, I want to leave an even bigger space. So I'm going to go to the next little line there. And then the same on the other side. Okay, so this is going to take up some of my mat, not the whole thing. Probably could have made the mat smaller, but I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to erase my little line that I've made. There. And then I was going to decorate that with some cheerful daisies. So where is my cheerful daisy set? These guys are coming from this cheerful daisy set. This came with a set of dies that cut out these daisies. So we have to put these together. We've got this little centerpiece. Put this upside down. That is going to go right in here. I'm just kind of eyeballing that. And then I'm going to just put some glue on my little center of my daisy, the little detail daisy part. There's one. Then I've got this guy that goes together like this. So he has a center as well. I used basic white crushed curry, and then, for the little middle piece, I'm using pecan pie. So these are not meant to fit together exactly perfect. They're kind of abstract. So you just don't have to try too hard with these. There. And then this last one, I should have used my take your pick tool there. There we go. And then this last little overlay here. Okay, and we'll just get that together. There we go. So I was going to save this one for the inside. We're going to put these on here. I never know which way they go. I think it goes this way. This one. And maybe this one this way. Okay, so I'm going to lay this one down flat. Probably could add more daisies here, but I only cut 2. All right, and let's see, did I have some dimensionals? That would be a good idea. Let me stand this one up here. I thought I had large dimensions. Oh, yes, I do. Hey. There we go. Let me get this one a little bit of height. There. And then I had a little sentiment that I have already stamped and cut out from the Charming Sentiments set, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. And this set has coordinating dies that go with it that will cut out your words. So I can't tell which one I like better here. I think I kind of like this one better. It almost matches the pecan. I think this was, might have done this in Berry Burst. I was not coordinating very well here at the last minute. My brain was going in too many directions, I think. Okay, but it'll work. Let's see if I can get a little tiny dimensional down at the end. Just to balance this out. There we go. Okay, we're going to put that right up at the top, just because I don't want to cover up all my flowers at the bottom. Okay, so then I'm going to put that on my front piece. Let's mount that. And this should have a tiny bit of a border. All the way around. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to mount this to the card front. So the way to do that is I flip this out. And we want to make sure that we're only attaching it to this bottom panel on the front. So I flip this out, and then I'm going to put some glue here on this panel, and then I'm going to line this up and stick it on. So otherwise, I'm afraid that I would put the glue too high on this front panel. So we're just going to put the glue here. This is where we want it to stick. And then I'm going to line up this corner and line up the other corner and glue it down. Okay. There we go. So that should be the front now of our card. Now we just need to create a stop here for this one. So when this sits up, it has a stop to keep it from falling back down. So for the stop, I'm going to use a piece of crushed curry here. I'm going to just, this is 8.5 by 1.5, I believe. This is going to go the full width of the card. And we're going to just leave a little bit of a border here. And we're going to just do that flat. Then I have some pieces of my cardstock, and I forgot which side which is which here. I think this is this side, and I think this is this side. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so I'm going to glue those down. So I had to cheat a little bit because this paper, as I said, is only 6 inches wide, and this card base is 8.5. So what I did was I cut this strip that was left over, which was 1 3/8 by 6. I cut it in half at 3 because I wanted it to go the full length that this paper is going. So I'm trying to match this up. Whoops. So that when it goes like this, it looks like this paper is aligned with the top paper. So I cut that in half. So it's 3 inches. Each one is 3 inches by 1 3/8. And then I've got this little panel here that I'm going to use a dimensional on. So that's going to pop up. Make sure I pop up the right side here. And this will essentially be our little stop for this. So I'm going to just put that right over here. And so nobody will know I cut that strip in half. Boom. And then I was going to put my little daisy right there. Okay. Okay. So now if it doesn't, see how this is still flipping up? If it does keeps doing that to you, you just want to burnish it some more. Just make sure you burnished it really well. And then it should stand up for you. What do you think? I like it. And I think it's a fun way to use this paper, even though usually I would use a 12 by 12 piece of paper and cut it down a little bit. But I wanted to use this 6 by 6 paper. So that's the way I created a little sheet for that, to use my pretty 6 by 6 paper. So there you go. So there's a wishing you the happiest of birthdays. And then we can bring back the one that I created with the Oh Holy Night paper, Peace on Earth. And then let me show you a couple others that I did. Of course, I had to do another Christmas card. So I did this one with the Walk in the Forest paper, I believe it's called. And then I did the Warm Wishes sentiment from the Berry Cute set. And then To You and Yours this Christmas, I believe, came from the Christmas Classics set as well. So that's that one. I did this one on Pretty Peacock was my card base there. Okay. And then I created one with a new set that is an online exclusive called Celebrate the Miracle. I made my first Hanukkah card. So this one was with the Celebrate the Miracle stamp set. This is just a stamp here. And then I just did this with Berry Burst. No, not Berry Burst. Blueberry Bushel paper and some rhinestones. So my first Hanukkah card ever. There we go. And last but not least, I did this one, Wishing You the Happiest of Birthdays. This, I think, is my favorite one. This is created with another new online exclusive that's coming out November 7th. This is called The Fluffiest Friends. Look how adorable this is. Got the little bunny, little beaver, kitty cat, and a bear. And I think this is a hamster. For some reason, I thought this was a cat, but I think this is a hamster. Can you see him? I think he's a hamster. Or a chinchilla, one or the other. Anyway, here he is. He's adorable. And if it was a hamster, I should have made him a different color. But for some reason, I thought he was a cat. Anyway, so there you go. I just think that's adorable. So the way that I did this one was I created a panel, my front panel, put my designer series paper on my front panel, and then I cut out these 3 holes. And then I put another piece of white behind there, and I just made a little pencil circle where my holes were so that I knew where to stamp. And then I just glued that onto the back there to create that panel. So I think that came out pretty cute too. All right, so that's it for my cards tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and hopefully you'll try some Slimlines. This whole thing started because I found some Slimline envelopes while I was cleaning, and I was like, oh, I haven't made a Slimline card for a while. So that's where my inspiration came from this week. All right, so that's it for me. I just want to remind you that we do have online exclusives coming out on November 7th. If you guys are thinking that you want this Meandering Meadow paper, you better be staying up late because I think this is one of those that's going to sell out, so you'll have to get it quick if you want it. Any questions or any, if I can help you in any way, just give me a quick message, and happy to help. And that's it for me. I will have the instructions and dimensions and cutting dimensions all up on my blog after I get back from dinner. Until then, stay crafty, my friends. Have a good night, everybody, and a good weekend.